I might have been at the Big Sean listening party because I think Big Sean's the dopest rapper out right now. I saw y'all argue debating that on Everyday Struggle, and I'm like, why? Like y'all was like, is Kendrick the best? I like Kendrick. Don't get me wrong, but I think
why do you think Sean is?
Because I think delivery-wise, I think bar for bar, I think the way he flips different flows, I think Big Sean is the best. First of all, we got to stop sleeping on Detroit MCs. Like we always talk about
sleeps on Detroit MCs.
Probably the wrong.
Only your top 40 people sleep on.
I don't think people put Detroit MCs into that conversation. They talk about New York, they talk about Philly, they talk about Cat. Detroit got some of the best ever.
Am I talking about? I'm not talking about Philly before Detroit. Let's rank where Detroit is. I'm talking about New York, L.A., and Detroit.
I'm putting Detroit over L.A.
Talk about just rappers.
I'm not putting Detroit over L.A.
Y'all putting Detroit, just rappers?
Y'all putting Detroit.
I could take two rappers right now.
Royce and
Eminem.
I'm adding Elzhi.
I was about to say Elzhi in there for
between those three MCs. I'm picking Detroit.
And by the way, wasn't Exhibit born in Detroit?
Even though Jersey, I'm taking me, Tretch, and Redman too.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm taking
Elzhi, M, and Royce is a tough. That's a tough three to go against.
I just.
If you put everybody in their prime, this is a good actual conversation. But Detroit is high. I don't know who sleeps on Detroit.
And I think Sean is the next wave of great Detroit MCs. I just don't think Sean has.
And Sean is there now.
Sean doesn't have that hype beast
and
machine
Dej
behind
Loaf.
him. Stop it. Sean doesn't have that hype beast thing behind him.
Danny Brown?
Because Danny's nice.
Yeah, Danny's nice.
But that's the era we live in. We live in that era. Like if somebody like Kendrick says he's dropping a project, everybody goes crazy. Already says it's a classic before they hear it. Same thing with J. Cole.
But that's gonna happen.
Same thing with Drake. Like those three have a certain cachet that the Wale's, the Sean's don't have. But honestly, Wale and
Sean does not have an album as good as a Wale album. Sean does not have an album as good as a Kendrick album.
I agree with Kendrick. Wale, I think he got a couple. What's
Sean's best album?
I decided is his best work. I like Beautiful, Dark Twisted Sky Fantasy, whatever that shit was called.
Wait, where's that in Sean's catalog?
That was the one with blessings on it and all of that.
Oh, My Dark Paradise.
My Dark
Side Paradise, yeah. That would be his best one in my opinion.
No, I Decided is really good.
No, I like I Decided, but I think the other one. I think Detroit, the mixtape, is his best work, period. But I think what happened with Sean was in the building of Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. Well, Drake's kind of poppy, so that don't really count. He put out Hall of Fame. And in that instance, Kendrick and Cole put out amazing projects. So I think Sean got
Drake
pushed.
And a lot of people took Sean's flow, including Drake.
Of course. No,
that
I'm
whole
agreeing.
is going down.
Charlamagne, I'm telling you,
right.
I think it happened.
No, you're right, but that's Sean's fault for not highlighting that. He should highlight that. More niggas would recognize it if he said that. But because Drake is the biggest nigga in the world, Sean is not going to say that.
Yeah.
But who don't know that's Big Sean flow?
Well, I think Drake credited Sean.
He did credit Sean. I just think Sean right now, if you listen to I Decided, Sean is doing flows that other rappers just aren't doing.
I think Sean
like
is
he's doing.
No, Sean, he's.
But
I'm telling you where I think
Sean for a while.
Where I think those core fan bases started. Sean did Finally Famous, which was great and had hits, but Hall of Fame came and it just was a dud to a lot of people.
But he put out 2 dope projects since then.
But I'm saying people already get in there, I love this artist. So they were with Kendrick and they were with Cole, and Sean just got left behind in that realm because of that album, I think.
That's a great point you bring up, and that's what I said. It's a hype beast thing.
Of course.
Because you got dudes like Vince Staples that are dope as fuck out here. Somebody asked me that today. I'm like, yo, I don't know if Vince would ever really get to that level. Simply because if you don't get that energy behind you early, it's like you don't get it later for whatever reason.
I think that Vince, his greatest talent probably is not going to have anything to do with music at some point. That's how much. That's how highly I feel.
He definitely has a media.
Yes,
he's very well spoken. He has great opinions.
He's the nigga that I look at and say, "All right, I got to watch him. I got to keep my eye on him.
He can really rap.
Oh no, he raps really well. But I'm talking about the same way I say to Charlamagne, we have existing whatever because we're kind of alike. I look at Vince. He's the only other rapper that's just going to say it. He's just going to say it. He don't care. He's just gonna say it. He's gonna word himself well.
Hey, he's not politically correct at all. But yeah, you probably
he's nice. Yeah, and he's nice.
But to bring it home, you probably did see me at a Big Sean listening party because I actually like Big Sean. Like he's dope to me. He's the best rapper out right now to me.